Evening, everybody. Quick tour of what I've been up to for the last couple of days, because the weather is just so freaking nice in mid-December. It's crazy. So it's like t-shirt weather for about 4 or 5 hours at midday. So here's my probably 20th pile of wood now that I'm burning down. I just keep adding to it, but one pile basically. But I didn't take any befores since can't really post much right now. But here's a bunch of rotten stuff I need to burn soon. Some larger logs I'm holding on to. Whatever I can salvage out of there for firewood later, I'll keep. But then here's all the better big chunks of logs and trees that I was cutting down. These all I took down over a year ago when I first bought the property and was clearing out around the lake. And then all the brush that I had, I was just, because my original plan, I was going to put the fence down here around on top of the dam. But later I decided to expand it and put it out further, which I'm so glad I did. So I wasn't thinking I was ever going to do anything with this down here. But after I realized it was pretty level, I mean it slopes down, that's when I decided to run the fence out further. But anyway, all the brush that I was cutting, I was stacking in here. I don't know if you guys remember from earlier videos and pictures, but I mean there was a huge pile of wood there, huge pile of brushwood, nothing really big. There's another big pile right here. And then over here was the largest one. This whole area back to that tree and around over to here was just a ginormous pile of brush, level, actually more than level with the top of the dam, of just brush that I've dragged out of here. Still don't have everything. There's still a bunch of little sticks, but I'm not too worried about that. I just wanted all the big brush out of the way so that there wasn't any animals living in here or attracting snakes and mice and stuff like that. I think the dogs might have been after something earlier. They were digging right there. Don't know if they caught anything. But, and right over here there was a big old pile of brush, kind of partially in down bottom of this hill. And then just all the way back through here. I haven't gone through everything here yet. I need to go through and cut all this little stuff down, because I don't want all this little bush, I don't want all this bush stuff through here. And then these small trees, probably about this size and smaller, about a hand width. I want to cut all those down and clear this out and open it up, so it's not, I got tons of ginormous trees for shade, but all these little tiny ones, I want to get them out of here so that I can open it up and there's space for me to walk through here easily, the dogs too, drive my UTV if I need to, and just make it a lot easier to navigate through here and open it up to the sky. I don't know if I'll ever get grass to grow down in here or anywhere with this many dogs, but and then there are a bunch of really large treetop pieces here, just really large trees, big old pile right here, mostly treetops. When I was cutting because these cedar trees, they grow really long and tall. And I was saving all the smaller, lower trunk pieces that I can use for something eventually, like posts or something, or railing. But the really top part gets really thin and too many little sticks to cut off, so I was just cutting the tops off, and I just dragged those out and burned them. And I decided, I don't know if you can see the fire in the distance, but I'm starting to get a little far dragging over to that fire, so all of this I still need to do. And I've got ginormous piles of brush over here too to clear out. A lot of this is going to require a chainsaw too, which I need to get out and sharpened, but it'll be easier to just start another burn pile over here. Probably up here in the clearing next to the trailer. Most of the big piles of brush are way over in there. And I got a ginormous pile of brush right here. Found some more trash. Yay. I think there's a lot of trash still in this pit here. Big old piles of brush here. Ginormous piles of brush all over in here. I just want to get it all gone and burn it. Get it out of the way, open it up to the sky as much as I can. Clear out the ground. you know, rodent control, definitely tick control. I know you can also see there's a big old pile of brush. There's a pile of brush. I know there's a couple more over there. I've already gone through most of this over here and cleaned out all the small brush. If you see, I have not done the clearing of the small trees yet. As you can see, there's still a lot of really small trees in here. I want to get those out. All these here, these couple here. Anything bigger, like this size, you know, more than a hand width. Definitely these bigger ones here. I want to keep all these big ones. But these smaller ones, just get them out of the way. So, and here's all the little piles of brush. Little pile of brush there, and here, and over there. Still a couple of big trees over here from initial clearing. And that tree, limb actually fell out of that tree during a storm about 2 months ago. I just haven't gotten over there to clean it up. I had the entire shoreline of the lake cleared, but then that fell and made a big mess. I think I pointed them out earlier, but here's 3 more big piles of brush here that I got stacked up from clearing. And then the worst part is way over there. That's just a huge stack of really large trees over in there that I had the land clearer just shove over there that I'm eventually going to have to go through. But that's all going to have to be chainsawed out because it's really large stuff. And then I haven't touched any of that. I haven't done any of the brush work or anything over there. I want to, but you know, it takes time. I want to get to all the stuff that we frequently use more way over here first. I also did all the way over here too. Almost up to the little water draw here. Or the creek that under the culvert and over to the lake. This usually fills up with water during wet season. And it'll get like 2 or 3 feet deep over in there, which is awesome. But before spring hits, I want to get in and clear all this out. Most of that's that sticky bush stuff. And I hate it. It's so annoying. And then, you know, tick haven over in there. So I want to get all that cleared out, hopefully before spring. Gonna try. Priority is over there first. Finish doing all that over there. Get all this brush cleared out and burnt out over here. Take down all the little trees everywhere over there. All of that first. And then this is gonna be another time. So there's a good chance I probably won't get to till spring at all. But depends on how cold it gets this winter. But alright. So yeah, it's looking pretty nice. Oh yeah, there's another big old pile of brush. There's actually a couple of piles of brush over there from clearing. I need to burn too. So, but I just need to start another burn pile over in this area. I don't want to drag everything, and I don't want to burn next to trees, big trees, just in case it tries to jump. So, and then this garden area, I need to take all this fencing and posts and everything out because I'm not going to do a garden here again. It's just it was a temporary one shot, and it was a bad decision for this area. It just wasn't good because of all the cedar, which I didn't know until after I had a garden going, that, you know, there's a ton of cedar trees in here, and all the cedar roots and everything actually stunts the growth of vegetable plants. So that's why my garden didn't do very good. I got some, but not as much as I should have. And I still got green plants over here. That's broccoli and kale. Still hanging on there. I know it's a cold weather plant, but we've had frost and below zero, and below 32 numerous times. So I'm surprised that it still must be hardy plant. Oh, I know kale's pretty hardy. So anyway, I guess that's it for now. But yeah, get this garden cleared out, or the garden area cleared out. And supposedly here very soon, I've got a guy here down the street from me that wants my trailer, and he's got equipment to move it. And he says he can pull it out of here. originally this was all forest over here. There was no driveway or forest or gate or anything over there. Y'all had to go around the road down here and turn a big U-turn here, and that was the way you had to get it in and out. But now that's all cleared behind here to my new driveway, and he's got a ginormous freaking like backhoe cat machine or whatever that he can pick that tongue up and just push that thing out of here, push it all the way across here, turn it on the driveway and pull it out. So it's gonna be cool to have that going. It's such an eyesore. I hate it. And then lastly, where that trailer is, and actually back a little bit further so I'm not too close to the lake, I'm gonna have him dig out. I haven't decided on the size, but I want him to dig out a pit, you know, down into the ground, at least 3 feet below the surface. It actually goes up higher the further you go back behind the trailer, so I want to go back further, so it's not too close to the lake, because I don't want it to turn into like a mud pit. But I'll do a drainage line for it out of there before I get a roof on it. But I want to do an in-ground garden / greenhouse type dealie over there, so that I can grow and have plants, you know, down below in the ground in the frost line, or down below the frost line. So it'll be cool. That way I can start plants earlier in the season, and should be able to have plants grow earlier in the season and later in the season. So I should have a much longer growing season if I set it up correctly. So anyway, I'm exhausted. I'm gonna go lay down for a little bit. My fire is just turning away. It's gonna take all night to burn. But as you can see, I picked a really nice open area here, and I've been raking up all the leaves and debris around it 10 or 15 feet out to lessen the chance of it spreading, because it's been a little windy today. And I come out here and check on it every 30 minutes to an hour. So, but it's nice and toasty. Feels really good. Oh, and then lastly, I don't know if I'm ever going to get to this anytime soon, or any day really, but all of the clearing you see here, I mean, this was a very, very dense forest. The majority of that back here, I had the guy just shove it down here, down this hill, and that is just a ginormous pile of wood and very large trees. And someday I might try and dig through it and cut it up, but I'm not in any hurry. And I do have access to go down to the lower part of my property and come up on it from underneath, so I can cut at it from down there and haul it out if I need to. So that could be a good supply of some decent firewood if I can get in there and get the largest stuff out before it rots. But no worries, no hurry. Hey Floof, this is my new guy. He's about a year old now. He's just a ginormous freaking Great Pyrenees, and he loves sleeping outside. I mean, it'll be, I think the other night it was like 24 or 25 degrees, and he would not come inside no matter how much I begged him to. He just stood there and looked at me. He's like, nope. So I'd close the door and he'd go and lay down on the ground and be like, yep, this is good. So after a couple hours he does come back inside, but he really likes to stay outside. But it's good, you know, he guards the property. He frequently is running around barking all night long. Well, not consistently, but you know, just every once in a while when he detects something out there, he'll bark and kind of run around and bark a few times along the fence and be like, yep, whatever's out there, stay back. This is my property. He's pretty cool. I like him. So I've heard coyotes and bobcats. I think it's bobcats, or mountain lions or something like that, and foxes out there. I've listened to all the noises that they make, and I think that's what's out there. So, but nothing's ever tried to get in here. But you know, with a pack of dogs, and of course my big guy Floof there. His name's Floof. Anybody's wondering? They protect everything. So, no, not this little girl. She's a little tiny thing. A raccoon would destroy her. Yeah. Her and her sister. But together they're a force. They're a force of barking and craziness and little poops. Come on, watch out. You're flammable. Stay back. Come on. Yep. But it is pretty darn peaceful out here, guys. This is what I wanted. I needed to get away from the noise and the lights and the craziness of the city. And I certainly found it here. One of the best things about this property, right up there, I've got one neighbor right across the street there. But I mean, that's 500 or 600 feet from right here. My next closest neighbor is that direction over a mile. And then everything back here on the back side of the property drops down minimum 25-30 feet into a wetlands valley. There's a ginormous creek down there. It never leaves its bank. I've never seen it get deep enough to leave the bank, but it's still just a wet area down there because all the water from all around here, there's giant hills all around back there, and there's just nobody back there. Which is awesome. So it's just peace and quiet and privacy in every direction. Right, Shmush? Yeah. All my poops. Where's everybody else at? There they are. There's Copper. Hey, Copper. And there's Kigali. And Cocoa Butt's over there. She's laying down, doing whatever Cocoa Butt likes to do. Everybody, good boy. Look how small she is. I mean, Buddy's a big boy, but she's a tiny little lab. All three of my reds are runts. That's okay. They take less to feed. Thanks much. You know that's lake water, guys. There's a giant lake over there. So, anyway, see you guys.